Welcome into the recap of the Cubs' 8th consecutive loss. This one 8-5 to the exceptionally mediocre Houston Astros on Sunday afternoon at Wrigley Field. I'm David Kaplan. It's brought to you by our great partners at Lakeside Bank, where every Lakeside client has their own Lakeside banker. That's why I've been a client for more than 20 years. Best service in the industry. Lakeside Bank, it's about time. Folks, I don't know what more to tell you other than what we're watching is so utterly absurd and unacceptable that 8 consecutive losses with all the talent on this team. I know the pitching staff is banged up. I get it. But the fact that a lot of the key hitters in this lineup look absolutely awful, whether that's Alex Bregman or Seiya Suzuki. For the second straight day, there was no Ian Happ. He'll be back in the lineup on Monday, and let's see if a couple days off does something for him. Pedro Ramirez had a solid major league debut today. We'll get into that in a minute. But what we're watching is so utterly absurd and so abysmally awful that I don't know where it ends, and I don't know how this club gets back into their winning ways that we were seeing earlier in the season. Let's get into all of it. It's also brought to you by our great partners at Tasty Trade. Stock, crypto, futures, options, whatever you trade, your platform should always be tastytrade.com. Second inning, Shota Imanaga on the hill after an awful outing against the Brewers. You figured he'll bounce back. Not to be. He was bad again. Jake Myers, homer. It's 1-0. Cubs come back, though, bottom second. Pedro Ramirez, first career at bat, doubled the center. That brings home Ballesteros. We are tied. Carson Kelly into third. Wrigley's pumping, and I'm thinking, here we go. PCA out on a sac fly, 2-1 Cubs. Nico Horner base hit. Pedro Ramirez, come on down. It is 3-1 Chicago. And then Nick Allen hits a homer in the third. Imanaga just cannot keep the ball in the ballpark. I mean, just absolutely awful. And then in the fifth, Pena, a base hit to shallow center. That brings in 2. And then Christian Walker takes Imanaga way up and way out. He hit 2 yesterday. He hit another one today. And the Cubs are now down 7-3. Michael Busch in the 7th, a home run to center field. That brings in PCA ahead of him. It's a 7-5 game. Hanging in there. And then Nick Allen, a base hit. That scores Cam Smith. 8-5. Cubs did get a man on in the 9th, but nothing doing. And Bregman's limp little fly ball in right field's caught. Ball game over. See you later. Thanks for coming. Cubs lose 8-5. 8 consecutive losses. And the only reason they're not getting blown out in the division is the Brewers lost for the second straight night to the Los Angeles Dodgers. Let me give you the player of the game. I'm going to go Nick Allen. He hit the home run. He got another hit to drive in a run. I gave it to Walker yesterday. I'm going to give it to Nick Allen today. He is the Gallagher player of the game since 1927. Our great partners at Gallagher Insurance has been helping Chicago businesses with insurance risk management and people services. AJG.com. Folks, as I said, what we're watching is pathetic, embarrassing on every single level. They at least played Ramirez today, and he came through with a run-scoring double, and it came in to score. But how do you fix this? I have no freaking idea. Somebody's going to have to drop a pair and say, you know what, not on my watch, and come up with a big hit in a big spot. You had an opportunity early in the game with men on when you did take a 3-1 lead, but you don't come up. Conforto did not come up with a big hit in a big spot. Somebody's going to have to and say, that's it. This BS has to stop right now. Now they head to Pittsburgh, and that's no walk in the park. There's talent on that Pirates team. It's going to be an interesting week to see what happens with the Chicago Cubs. A quick look at the box score, and I'll get you off to the rest of your Sunday. It's brought to you by our great partners at SinusandSnoringMD.com. I sleep like a baby, especially up here in Wisconsin, because I don't snore. My allergies aren't a problem. Tonight, I may be a little pissed off going to sleep, but I still will not snore. Sinus and snoringmd.com. Trust me, they're the best. For the Cubs, PCA, he did not have a hit, but he did have 3 walks, and I'm seeing a really good approach from Pete Armstrong at the plate. Keep that eye going. He did score a run as well and have an RBI and a sac fly. Nico 1 for 5 with an RBI. Michael Busch 2 for 4 with an RBI, and he had that 2 RBI, with that 2-run home run. Bregman 1 for 4, Conforto 0 for 4, Suzuki 0 for 4, Ballesteros 0 for 2. He did have a walk and 2 walks with a really nice hustle play going first to third. The big man was moving. Carson Kelly 2 for 4, nothing for Alcantara, who pinch hit, and Amaya. And then Pedro Ramirez, a 1 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored and a walk. So good to see some things happening in a positive fashion. But in the end, 8 straight losses. It's unfreaking acceptable. Unacceptable. I don't expect the Cubs to do anything drastic. But let me just tell you something. How long do you let it go? That's my question to you. How long do you let this nonsense go? 8 consecutive defeats. You just got swept by the Houston freaking Astros, who are terrible. They're not a good team. So there you go. That's me just being honest. That's it. No, nothing else than honesty is what you deserve, and honesty is what they deserve over at Wrigley Field. It's garbage baseball. Garbage. Quick look at the pitching matchup brought to you by our friends at Hooters, 11 Chicago area locations. Imanaga takes the loss. He's 4 and 5. 6 innings, 7 hits, 7 runs, all earned, 6 Ks, a walk, and 3 home runs. Are we kidding? That's our ace? Tell me right now who goes to the All-Star game. You get 1 player. Who's going? Nico hadn't been worth a crap for a month offensively. Tell me who's going. Don't you dare say Shota Imanaga. Don't you dare. And for the Houston Astros, Peter Lambert, 5 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs are earned, 5 Ks, 4 walks, did not allow a long ball. And our quick look ahead, brought to you by Studio 41 Home Design Showroom. Here's what's coming up for the Chicago National League Ball Club. And it's not pretty, because that Pirate Club, as I said, has a whole bunch of talent. A whole bunch of talent. And then after a 4-game series there, the Chicago Cubs stay on the road and they go to St. Louis to play a team that's ahead of them in the standings, 3 with the Cardinals. Have a great rest of your Sunday. I'm going to go eat some lunch. Would have been my mom's 93rd birthday today. They had a pizza on the menu at this place up here called The Chief. That's what we called my mom. So I'm going to go eat some pizza named after my mom. Kind of. Have a great rest of your day. I appreciate all of you. The Cubs, not so much. Take that.